Alright guys, big day. Today's the day, concrete pour. I have not slept in 24 hours. I just got off a night shift. And yesterday we were finishing the floor, but we got concrete trucks pulling in. The crew got here at 6 a.m. Unfortunately, I'm about an hour and 15 minutes behind them. But I got my friends and family here just trying to keep everything under control and keep everything moving. So I'm gonna get this parked and get it out of the way, and we'll get back with you guys. All right, the crew's got their pumping rig all set up here. All the wire mesh is laid down. They got the form boards up in front of the garage doors. And we got the first concrete truck here. Pretty neat setup. They got it going right into a trailer that pumps the concrete. Got a whole crew of guys here, so they're gonna start pouring here any minute. We got all the drains set up, so here we go. Here they go. Different color? Why is it gonna be a different color? Because it took them an hour to get the last load here?
Yeah, that's all.
What do they got going on over here, anything? We really gotta grade this so they had to stop walking in puddles. Getting close. Finish off this last section and then we'll be able to power trowel or whatever the hell it's called across the whole thing and screen it all out. Getting close. Final countdown. All right, the concrete floor is all poured. It's setting up. It's getting stiff enough for them to be walking across it. They're hitting it with the old power trowel, smoothing some stuff out. Got the old hand trowels, smoothing some of the edges, tapering some of the door areas so the driving rain doesn't get under the garage door, but overall it's coming out pretty good. The flooring boards are off, and this side that got poured first is actually kind of starting to shine up, almost polishing up, looking nice and smooth. Couple more hours and they'll be done. Alright, so the finish is coming out really smooth. It's looking really good. We're still doctoring up some other spots here. And down that end is, you know, the last of our pour, so it's still a little bit more wet than they want. But overall, this pour is turning out like glass. I love it. Alright guys, the concrete crew just wrapped up. They got everything with the power trowel. Oh man, they actually even put a shine on the floor. They cut all their lines. They swept all the walls. They cleaned all the windows, all the doors. Readjusted all the latches for the doors so everything closes tight and nice. Put a brush finish with a taper on the in front of each garage door to to make it so it's not slippery, and also to keep the water from going underneath the door into the building. They put all the floor drains 1 inch lower, so everything's pitched to the floor drains in each bay. And overall, man, really happy. They started a little bit before 6 a.m. this morning. They had about a 2.5 hour drive to get here, and it's now 6:30 in the afternoon, and they're actually gonna drive another hour to a different job and be there for tomorrow to do essentially the same thing all over again. So what these guys did today is it's really good work. They busted their butts, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was a little skeptical at a couple moments in time, like when the last concrete truck came and almost blew through the wall of the building. That had me a little bit on edge, but it didn't, so that's the most important part. And look at it all came out sweet. So gonna let it sit here overnight. Tomorrow I should be able to walk on it, no problems. But we're probably gonna let it cure for a week or two before we start doing anything serious on there. You know, we've come this far, we've spent this much time and effort into it. There's no point in rushing it now and screwing it up or ruining the finish of the floor. So we're gonna let her go for the next week, and then we'll finally be ready to start putting stuff in. But you know, here she is. All right, everyone, we are back. It is the day after the big concrete pour, and up here to check on how things are drying, see how it looks. They instructed me to give it a few days before I put anything light on the concrete. They said I could walk on it today, and then they kind of said, you know, before you drive any vehicle or anything on it, you should probably wait at least a week. They said 30 days would be the full cure time, so we're gonna try to hold out as long as we can, just because I don't want to rush it and then risk any issues down the road. But here it is. They definitely did a way better finish than I was expecting. When I saw their workmanship early in the day, I was a little skeptical. And the only reason I say that was because, you know, I had things like brand new doors, and they were just pumping concrete, and it was splattering everywhere. And I was like, wow, like, in their eyes, you know, it's just a door. But in my eyes, I'm like, well, that door cost me $500. That door cost me $1,200. That door cost me $2,000. And I'm like, I can't believe they're doing this. But I got to give it to them. They went around, they hand scrubbed all the doors, they hand scrubbed all the windows, they scrubbed all the walls. They push broomed the whole thing, and then they also used the leaf blower to clean up all of the loose dust and scraps. So they really, really cleaned up after themselves. They didn't leave any trash, and they really did a great job with the overall finish of the concrete. They cut all their lines, so I'm gonna let them go for a few days. I might clean them out a little bit better with some air. And they did say that if I wanted to, there's like a concrete silicone that I could use to seal all the cracks or the cut lines. They said you don't have to. Most times people just sweep their dust over it and it fills the cracks in, and you just kind of forget they even exist. But I may just seal it just so it's done. But next on the list is I'm gonna get, I think I need like 7 5-gallon jugs of concrete sealer and a squeegee. And I'm just going to coat the entire floor so it can start sealing and protecting the concrete. Cause you know, eventually we're gonna have trucks in here, we're gonna have equipment in here. You know, I'm gonna leak oil somewhere. Gas is gonna get dripped, brake cleaner, something, you know. So just try to protect the concrete. I mean, it's a pretty big investment considering it's 5,000 square feet, somewhere around 80 yards. So it was a big pour, but overall, really pleased.